How do we got? Ooh, we got mages. We got Aspire. I like that mount. I also like how your dress looks on that mount. It looks like it's like a bib. It looks like it's a bib or a collar. We got Aspire playing some what looks like Frost Mage. Oh, maybe not Frost. Maybe not Frost. We got Binus. We got Cinderella as a Feral. Warden as a Fire Mage or something rather, and Hesses as a Fire Mage again. Lots of mages for both teams. We got Everleah on the other side. Spart is back. Oh, my man! We got the elite set too and everything. And then we got Zink. Zink to play last time. Max stuns and body count. Body count is gonna go up first versus Cinderella. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting duel. As always, guys, good luck and have fun. Be out of stealth unless you're dueling. Pharaohs be out of Pharaoh form and out of stealth unless you're dueling. Wait until... Oh, buffs are okay, by the way, if Binus wants to give a warrior buff. Raid buffs are okay. Cinderella as a bear is going to be really hard for body count to beat. But at least Cinderella is not the fully healing, self-healing Azeroth traits Pharaoh. So at least body count might stand a chance against this. Trying to get a setup going. Gonna go for a cheap shot back-to-back onto Cinderella. That's gonna be a lot of burst. Cinderella right now actually melting. That's a lot of damage coming out for body count. Big crits. That's gonna be wall and thorns coming out for Cinderella's. Body count goes for a cloak and evasion. Try to stay with Cinderella as best as possible. Needs to force out a trinket on Cinderella. But actually body count is gonna bail to the side of the pillar. Gonna get a heal rolling. That was so much damage to Cinderella. Burned his heal and wall. Body count is just gonna mount up for a little bit. Is gonna hit Cinderella, denying him the opener. Gonna get a Nightblade rolling. Could go for a back-to-back stun combo if you wanted to, if he has blades for it. If you can just catch a resell. Gonna get a sap to Cinderella. This should be able to still maybe get an opener. Trying to get a Nightblade up and running. Gonna go for a full kidney. Cinderella is gonna trick it out of it. And Cinderella is gonna go for some damage, but it's gonna be blind. If body count has everything, won't have Shadow Blades, but if he has some cooldowns, he could do a lot to Cinderella. Not gonna be able to get the saps though. Not going to be able to get the saps. Trying to AoE Cinderella out. Cinderella almost getting caught out. Is going to get the open onto body count. Body count still is holding on to his trinket. Big bite coming out. Body count is going to have safeguard trinket rolling for him. Vanish out of it, but trying to get a setup onto Cinderella right now. Trinket's out of that. Thorns are up. Down he goes. That was not the most optimal setup. Cinderella's rotation for cooldowns was just perfect to deal with a rogue. It was perfect. Body count almost obliterated Cinderella a couple times. If he had one more go without thorns, I think he would have had it. I think he would have had it. Also getting a feral out of bear form, also very difficult. It's much easier just to maybe find him in stealth while they're in feral or something. Bash coming out as Zinx is just taking so much damage. Cinderella is going to go for a big old bite. Trying to get a setup. There's going to be Temper rolling ahead of time though. Zinx is going to be able to get a lot of that health back. Not everything, but a lot of it. At least put himself at about half health. Needs to get Cinderella out in the open. Just to find a way to get the feral out of stealth. Is going to get reopened up, but it's going to be very, very short. And Zinx is going to have to go for that ice block. Emergency ice block activated. Making sure maybe to redot Cinderella. Does he have the dot build going? I'm not sure if he does. He does have the dot build going. So at least there's that. Cinderella is taking a bit of damage from the dots. At least some of it. And Zinx is going to have to go for Food Man or something. He's bleeding right now. This still has Cinderella's Azeroth traits hitting him from around the corner. Literally just random traits are just hitting him for out of nowhere. Still bleeding out, man. Still bleeding out. Trying to go for another shield. Blinking around. Expecting Cinderella. Actually sees Cinderella right now. Roots him as he charges to him. Gonna get a tempo rolling ahead of time. Trying to go for some Arcane Blast. Is gonna get a few of those. Bash coming onto Zinx. He's gonna be able to get some health back, but not a lot. Cinderella waited to get brunt of his damage after that temporal. And down he goes. Up next is gonna be Everleah. Trying to get set up onto Cinderella. Trying to get a root onto him. It looks like he's lagging a little bit. Cinderella is gonna dip into bear form. Trying to line around Everleah's procs. That wasn't quite the burst from Fire Mage quite yet, but Cinderella needs to be careful. Has a trinket, wall, heal, and double wall and a heal. Wall coming in early. Trying to get some damage onto Everleah as temporal coming down. Now Everleah can go. No, now Cinderella can go for big damage. Ring of Frost coming down. Might want to trinket out of it. Trying to dip it to bear form. But that percent damage is still going to hurt a lot. Greater Pyre coming out again. He's going to interrupt it. Cinderella is still going to find himself at a lowish health. Trying to go for even a root for a moment onto Everleah. Meteor coming down. Big burst coming in for Everleah. Could go for a big wombo combo. Wall coming out for Cinderella. It's going to be Everleah's health. Dropping very, very quickly as well. Might just see Cauterize coming out of the Fire Mage, but it's going to be more procs coming in. More Power Blast coming out. Cinderella is going to go for a big kill. Everleah barely makes it out of there before Cauterize hits. Barely has any health. Needs to go for a massive heal as Cinderella went for a big incarn on that damage. Has those images hitting him for a moment. Trying to dodge the images. Everleah needs to go for food unless those images are keeping him in combat. Which could be a possibility. The images are keeping him in combat. Can Everleah get some food? Now he can. Oh, this is going to be a mind game 100%. Mind game 100%. Oh. Almost Dragon's Breath and maybe Ice Block coming down early. Still holding on to Cauterize and can temporal with that Cauterize, so you could get at least a lot of health back. Used to find a way to deal with Cinderella. Cinderella still holding on to a Trinket. Reopening on him, trying to get him low enough. Temporal coming up early as everybody's expecting. Oh, there it is. Cauterize coming down right now is going to get a lot of health back. At least some health back. Still bleeding out though. Meteor coming down. Dragon's Breath. Gonna land Meteor on Cinderella's head, but down he goes. Spart is going to be up next. Trying to make sure to get a dot up and running on Cinderella. He's going to get the arcane missiles rolling as Cinderella dips behind the pillar, making sure a fresh cast of arcane missiles is rolling before that. Blinking around, trying to get some damage into the poor old Sind. Sind is waiting now for a big hill, big wall. Still holding on to Trinket. Bash came in onto Spart. Spart is going to trick it out of it. Spart is just not letting him go anyway. It's like, oh, you trying to get around? Hey, how you liking the neighborhood, by the way? Cinderella barely has any health. Looks like he's going to go down as Spart is able to eliminate him with 9% dampen. Cinderella had wall and heal coming up very, very soon, but not quite. And up next is going to be Warden. The Warden of the Dwarves. Obviously, as his name suggests, polymorph coming out by Spart. Spart is going to be able to steal that shield. Look at Spart, dude. Look at that nice double shield, dude. Double bubble gum. I swear. Getting dots up into Warden as Warden's trying to get a poly. Spart is not going to allow it. Doesn't want to get kicked on Arcane. It's going to be Dragon's Breath into a poly. Yep. Dragon's Breath into a poly. Going to go for a greater pyre. Spart does have double shield, so you could be okay. There's going to be a big Cauterize coming out. Spart is actually going to steal Cauterize buff. Going to get a 100% crit chance for all his abilities. And taking that buff away. Just going to align himself with that temporal and everything. Not letting Warden steal the buff back. And Spart survived it without taking any damage. Big heals came out for this man. Stole the buff. Had double bubble. Repolymorph coming out. Nope. Yeah. DR'd heavily. Gonna be a greater Pyroblast. Still gonna connect onto Spart. Still a lot of damage. Spart trying not to get interrupted onto Arcane. Just letting Arcane missiles fly for a little bit. Gonna get the images up and running. Stealing all the buffs from Warden though. Gonna have another shield rolling. Gonna blink on top of him. Doesn't want to get kicked again. Wants to juke out the kick. He wants to juke it out. Not gonna land it quite yet. They're gonna have a double bubble available. Instant cast coming out for Spart. Arcane missiles to follow. It's gonna be a breath into Ring of Frost. But Warden, Spart is not gonna eat it though. It's gonna go for some missiles. Gonna interrupt Warden on his big damage. Trying to continue to get him a little bit arcane damage when he can without getting interrupted. He's doing a really good job. I think he actually got a kick out of Warden and stealing all the Warden's buffs. Warden is left with barely any health, and Spart is just going to finish him off, chisel away at him little by little. Making sure to evocate, making sure to refresh himself on all that glorious mana he's spending to deal damage. As Warden is trying to figure out how is he going to go back to the dwarves and tell them what happened. Getting interrupted onto Arcane, can't interrupt Spart. Cauterize coming down, Spart is able to free cast into him. And it's going to free cast him with Arcane Blast. Spart versus Binus, and Binus is letting him have the honor duel. This is going to be scary, man. This is going to be spooky. What a beautiful boy. It's going to be a charge coming down to Binus. Spart is going to be able to get all that range slow. It's actually going to be a reflect by Binus onto the Arcane Blast stun coming onto Spart. If Binus can stun, charge, connect those two all the time, then he'll be able to get some damage. So Spart is the master of slows. Binus have had a pretty easy time against a Fire Mage, but an Arcane Mage with all the slows and blinks, I don't think you're ever going to catch him, dude. Don't blink, otherwise you'll miss him. Big heals coming out for Binus at 26% dampen. Decides it's the time to get the heals rolling. Can you get a charge in? Trying to get Spart to blink right now. Can you get a charge heal? Not going to be able to. It's going to be reflect available for Binus though. Spart is going to have a temporal rolling. Going to get Arcane Missiles rolling afterwards. Blinking around Binus. Stun charge coming in. Finally, Trinkets out of it immediately. He's going to have Arcane Missiles again, keeping Binus low as best as possible. Binus can't even hit him to get himself a movement speed back up and running. Root coming out to follow. Images are up and running. You're just going to chisel away at this man. That's how Arcane plays. It's going to chisel. It's going to reflect. Spart, I think, is going to hit himself with one of those charges. Not all of them. Arcane missiles to chase Binance as he's getting behind the pillar. Binance is to find a way to deal. Gonna actually heal off of the pets. Off of those images, very good. Gonna get a stun onto Spart. Spart gets up close. This is a perfect opportunity. Binance is just shredding through Spart's health. As soon as he got to connect once, that's it, man. That's stun. Shredding through the damage of an Arcane Mage Clothy. Binance knows he can win this. He knows he has a chance. But Spart is gonna blink around all over the place. And Binance is gonna try to get to him, man. Gonna get a charge trigger coming out, and he goes down, and Spart takes him out with a few instances. Up next is going to be two more mages. We got Hesses and Aspire. Don't know if Aspire is fire or frost or arcane or what. Fire. Okay, now we know. Now we know. It's going to be Spart exchanging blows with Hesses. Hesses blinking in up close. Gonna go for some big damage breath coming out. Greater Pyro come out. Nope, not got a Greater Pyro. Decides to cancel it. Spart is going to go for a refresher with that evocation, getting back all that necessary mana. Hesses is going to drop a meteor on one side, trying to get around to Spart on the other. Few instant casts coming out to follow. Spart making sure to steal Hesses' bubble, so Spart can kind of sort of hang in there for a little bit longer. Gonna blink back right on top of Hesses. Gonna blink around, getting locked out on Arcane. This is a perfect opportunity for Spart, for Hesses, I mean, to get something done. Is gonna go for a big old polymorph onto Spart. Ring of Frost after this. Another greater to follow. Spart gonna be able to interrupt it? Maybe. No, nothing's gonna be able to. Spart is blinking at him. And his eyes blocking early as Cauterize coming out. Feels the heat from Hesses. He's like, you gotta cool off. I'm gonna cool off instead. As Hesses' buff comes down, Spart is gonna go for a short invis. Getting breathed out actually. And Hesses just wants to steal buffs from Spart, but Spart has too many of those. Spart making sure to load himself with as many buffs so he's hard to steal. I think Hesses even stole like the slow fall buff, and Spart just making sure to layer himself. Spart is using layers in this hot weather. Spart is just going to continue running around. Hesses 42% dampening. Spart's health is doing pretty good. Hesses is not out of the game either. Does use go for a Dragon's Breath. I guess expecting for Spart to blink. Not going to happen though. Spart is going to go for a nice invis onto Hesses. He's going to be Malada Trinket onto Sparticle. He's going to bail away from the Fire Mage as the Fire Mage is trying to deal with those images. Going to freeze all those images as they're running through him. Maybe he can coax Spart into that. No, Spart is going to blink around. Going to stop the invis from Hesses. Repolymorph coming onto Sparticle. No, not going to land. It's going to be Arcane Missiles to follow as Spart blinks back. Hesses' health is in a pretty bad condition. Let's get a shield rolling. Temporal up and running. I think Spart actually stole it. Spart blinking in, making sure to make his movement very, very calculated. It's going to be invis for Sparticle as Hesses' health just not going anywhere. Just really in a bad spot. Getting chiseled away little by little. That's all Arcane does. It doesn't do big whips of damage. It just little by little takes away a little bit of health. It steals your health. Big Cauterize coming down. Hesses is going to be able to get some heal, but no, the Temporal. The Temporal steal by Spart. Not going to allow it. Shield coming out for Hesses. That's all he's really got. Scorch coming out. He's just trying to get whatever proxy can to Spart, but those dots are going to end him. And Spart left to fight against Aspire. Aspire is going to aspire to be a better Fire Mage for this one. Blinking at Spart, trying to get some offensive pressure rolling early. Can Spart find a way out of this sticky situation against other mages? This Fire Mage can obliterate him. And Spart, especially being a low health, no ice block for a while, needs to play this very, very carefully. Otherwise, this is going to be really rough for him. He's going to mount up, not going to get rooted. Aspire is just trying to find a way to get around Spart. That's going to be Polymorph coming in. Aspire gets a nice poly. Can you go for some food? First aid coming out instead. 53% dampening. So Spart's health is not looking all that amazing. It's going to be a blink by Aspire. Spart is going to go for a Temporal. He's going to get back some health. Some of it. Better than none. He's going to blink around again from Aspire. Could go for stealing the buffs. He's going to lock him out onto fire. Stealing all his buffs. Going to go for Arcane Missiles. Getting Polymorph Chickens out of it. Getting some more damage back into Aspire. Stealing Aspire's Temporal right now. They're living for a little bit. They're passing for a moment. Spart is going to go for an invis. Turning around to Aspire. Ring of Frost coming down on one end. Aspire could blink from the other. I can miss Aspire just hee. Just a trickster. Just a few missiles and it runs away. A few missiles runs away. Just trying to get interrupted. Gonna be full invis out of Aspire. Spart needs to expect him. Is gonna go for invis himself. Gonna AoE out. Aspire's gonna see where he's at. Could go for a breath. Actually getting found out right now. A freeze coming in by Spart. Gonna redot Aspire. Aspire is going to blink around. Okay, missiles to follow. Aspire is blinking around a little place. Not let him get a key and not interrupt. Aspire's health is in a bad spot. Has Cauterize if necessary. Aspire is going to go for Arcane Missiles. Trying to finish him off. There's going to be Cauterize coming in right now. Could Aspire turn this around right now? Getting locked out on fire. Has nothing. Ice Block coming in. as a last-ditch effort. Spart barely has any health left either. As Spart gets the tempo rolling, Spart is trying to end him right now with a little bit of arcane missiles, and he does eliminate him right in the last moment. Spart went for 1v5 towards the end of that duel. Let's go, boys! The god is back! The god is back! He is!